If I'm not going to win this election, perhaps I'll keep one of them for next year, but I can't promise anything.
That's great. Hello, Gebrasy. How are you?
Hello, I'm pretty fine. Started this morning with media day, so I'm saving up my energy to do everything, but everything is great.
That's nice to hear. So, how do you see this situation with the national selection? Your song is quite successful, not only in terms of results, but in terms of views as well. You have around 160,000 views on YouTube. Did you expect that?
Well, it's absolutely crazy. I can't say that I expected it. It was the first song that I written with Faustas Venskos that we decided to release into the world. So I really didn't know what's going to happen and if this change was going to be accepted like this. So it was really awesome to see the numbers grow every single day. And I've interacted with a lot of my fans. They've been saying that they love the song, and I'm very happy because it gives me the purpose and it gives me the sign that I'm going in the right direction.
What people mostly don't know is that you will have two songs in the final. Titas and Benas know. How did you decide between these songs? Which will you take? Which will you give to someone else? What was your calculation?
Well, the whole process was very interesting. I didn't exactly know if I was going to participate in Eurovision myself, but since the whole COVID situation happened and there were no concerts or anything, I decided that I want to show up. And whilst I was writing songs, I had to write 2 songs a week and travel to Vilnius and record them. So I kept doing this throughout the entire summer. I had a completely different song planned for me for Eurovision, but in those songs that I wrote over the summer, there were 3 very, very cool songs as well. And I've started having second thoughts. So one of them was No, and I didn't pick it, but Titas and Benos chose it, and I'm very glad they did. They performed the song very well, and I chose Where'd You Wanna Go, and then there's 2 songs that are still a mystery. Perhaps they're going to show up in the near future. Perhaps there'll be a longer wait for them. I don't know what Saturday is going to bring me, like if I'm going to win. Perhaps I'll release them sooner, and if I'm not going to win this election, perhaps I'll keep one of them for next year, but I can't promise anything.
That's great. That's really nice information because fans, when they find somebody and when they like song, they always want like more and more, and especially Euro fans when they see some song on national selection. And they when they find someone new, even though you participated many times, but I think that your full affirmation in front of Euro fans happened right now. So I'm really glad to hear that. But okay, we will have a bit weird situation this year because there is only 6 songs in the final, and there is one song that is going to be that had a direct pass to the final. But anyway, people see you as probably the only dark horse. So how do you feel about that? You probably do not think a lot about results and such because you probably have to focus more on song itself.
Well, it's actually pretty nice to be in a place where I can be called as a favorite. I was always a huge underdog every single time that I participated. So it's very nice and extremely different to see life from the perspective of being able to challenge for that win. So I'm very grateful for this opportunity. It brought me a lot of joy. It brought me a lot of interviews and attention, and it's very fun to interact with everyone. So I'm very glad that it happened. It's a new experience for me, and I hope that if I end up participating in the future, I'll have that same interest in my further participations.
From the first heat to the semifinal, you changed your jacket. Do you plan to change something more maybe in the final?
Well, in the final, I think the jacket stays because we already pre-filmed the montages before the performance. So they asked us to bring our stage clothes. So everything's filmed for that part of the show. Well, but I think there are going to be some changes in the way we filmed the performance and perhaps the lighting effects as well.
Can you just explain us, please, how does the final function? Okay, will it be live performed or will it be pre-recorded like heats and semifinal? Because we actually didn't find any information. How did Lithuania decide to go this year?
Well, it's going to be a live show. We're going to have rehearsals on
But
Friday.
no audience, right?
No audience. Yeah, it would be too dangerous. Like we can't even travel city to city without having a permit. So yeah, no audience this year. So that's pretty sad because we usually have it in a massive arena. So I've lost this opportunity, and I was really looking forward to it, but everybody knew that it wasn't happening. So yeah, it's going to be a live show. Everybody's going to be performing live. We're starting to rehearse from Friday, and then we have also rehearsals on Saturday as well. So it's going to be 2 days of work starting tomorrow.
So basically, that will be like the conclusion of this show of Pabando Mishnaujo, but the interesting thing is that it lasted like shorter than ever. We used to 2 or 3 months long selections, but this year it's like 3 weeks and goodbye. Is it? What do you think about it? Is it because of COVID, or maybe some participants didn't want to take part because of the RUP last year cancellation and such, or maybe something third?
Well, firstly, I want to say that I'm sort of a fan of those longer selections. I think more artists show up and you can hear more songs. Since we don't have a lot of musical projects here in Lithuania, like we have X Factor or The Voice, but that's like commitments that last half a year and more. So we really lack the shows where you can just appear on stage with your music. And Eurovision is one of them. So usually there are like 48 to 50 participants every single year. But this year it's different. There was only 21. And yeah, I think it could be a combination of people trying to protect themselves because of the virus. And some people perhaps decided to not participate because of the rule, because they thought that perhaps their chances aren't as huge this year. But I didn't really think about the chances. I just knew that I wanted to perform this year because I was stuck at home for so many months and I just needed to get out and do something. So there were really no doubts that I should just go this year.
Yeah, well, actually, it really did pay off to you. You didn't miss a single point in heats and semifinal from jury and televoters. So that's really putting you in quite a good position before the final. Dear Gebrasy, thanks for coming to our interview. It was pleasure, and I really like train tracks behind you on scene.
Thank you for inviting me.
Poštovani gledalci, to bi bilo to. Znači, ako vam se svidelo ovo što radimo, ajmo like, ajmo subscribe, ajde, znači, budite ljudi, jer smo se dogovorili. Nema smisla, stvarno, ajde. Gasi mešalice, motaj kablove, poz.